Okay, I'll go live one more time for the Popcast audience. Here's what the heck is going on with Bobby's Popcast. Turns out kissing can transmit depression and anxiety. Another reason to fall out of love. This is from recent research from Iran, so I don't know how to take that, but it shows that kissing can transmit depression and anxiety. Couples can transfer harmful mouth bacteria while kissing that affects their mental health. So researchers studied about 268 newlywed couples and found that partners of those suffering from poor mental health showed similar symptoms after just 6 months. Do you think maybe they just married a depressed person and that's depressing? The findings suggest that mouth bacteria may play a role in mental health conditions. I'm sorry, I'm not a researcher from Iran, but I'm going to call this shenanigans. I don't believe this for 1 second. I think when you are around somebody who struggles with mental health, it can be very difficult. And guess what? It can test your own mental health. And guess what? After 6 months of being around somebody, it can bring you down. That's just my 2 cents, but I'm no researcher. I'm just a popcaster and a pop culture enthusiast. Fake ID business is booming with now that summer's here. This is a story out of the Chicago Sun-Times, right in my old neighborhood. They say underage students are flocking to various websites in order to buy fake IDs for summer drinking. My sister, fun fact, when we were in high school, she had a fake ID. Her name was Jasmine Hunter. And I still remember that name because that sounds like a stripper's name to me. The sites advise stealth shipping, fast production, and 100% accurate icons and holographs because all these new IDs are really fancy now. My sister's probably going to kill me for mentioning that on the podcast, but oh well. We'll be at Universal Studios, so she won't see this. Those who have purchased the online fakes say they will pass through scanners and look like legitimate driver's licenses. Woo! That's like really high tech. Possessing a fake ID, just so you know, is a felony and punishable by fines and community service in most states. Not all, but most. Cicada invasion hits U.S. That's the headline. Billions of cicadas are swarming states like Georgia, Kentucky, and New York after a 17-year slumber. I feel like every year we talk about these. So how many 17? Well, you know what? I guess there's cycles of 17 years. I'm a dummy sometimes. I don't really think about it. The insects are emerging from the ground and making loud buzzing sounds as they search for mates. Total zombie vibes, by the way. Residents in Kentucky and Tennessee are experiencing the loudest noise due to high cicada presence this year. Fun fact, I was just watching the Bee Movie by myself without my kids because that movie is hilarious. Jerry Seinfeld, I tweeted him one time. This is a few years ago. I think right after the film came out. And I said, Jerry Seinfeld, you made a wonderful, phenomenal comedy. Bee Movie is one of the funniest comedies I've ever seen. And he tweeted me back, or I'm sorry, he DM'd me. He slid in my DMs, Jerry Seinfeld, and he said, thank you for that. That means a lot. Anyway, I really like the reason why I'm bringing up the cicadas is because when the pollen jocks go out to come back, the old grumpy general who's like, okay, guys, you got to be careful because reports of hoses being turned on us and somebody poured root beer on one of our guys and he had him babbling like a cicada. That is one of the funniest lines ever from that film. So if you've not seen Bee Movie, I highly suggest it. 10 out of 10. Identical twin veterans celebrate their 95th birthday. Isn't that cute? And this is actually out of my local town. Robert and Richard Gibbs recently turned 95 years old in Colorado Springs, where I'm from. And the brothers served in World War II, and they have been inseparable since birth. Bobby and Richard received special birthday celebration, including a drive-by parade, which I didn't hear about. And they also ate their favorite foods and drank lots of wine with their cake. So I just love those brothers. And they're cool. They're right here from my community. I love that. This is crazy. An orangutan recently escaped from its exhibit in a Denver zoo yet again, right in my backyard. Identical twins turning 95, monkeys escaping. I'm sorry, orangutans. The orangutan climbed over a wall and onto a ledge before eventually being lured back by zoo staffers with food. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The orangutan escaped due to malfunction with the exhibit. And guess what? If I ever escaped from the Popcast den of my basement, you could lure me back with food as well. And I'll leave you with this story since I'm about to jump on a jet plane. This turns out a British Airways flight attendant recently stripped down naked and then danced in the aisles on a flight from San Francisco to London's Heathrow Airport. The unidentified attendant was under the influence and ended up gyrating in first class. His coworkers, oh my gosh, it's a male one. His coworkers put him in an extra pair of pajamas and got him to settle down for the rest of the flight. British Airways has suspended the flight attendant upon landing. So I don't know what happened. Maybe he was just feeling it. Maybe he got a little tipsy, but hey, caution to the wind. It's vacation time. Celebrate if you got him. There you go. That's Bobby's Popcast. Thank you for watching and streaming another episode. Go to bobbyadon.com for all my links. And before I go, I have to leave you with a very special message from my sponsors. CS Custom Lines. They're Colorado owned for your Colorado home. Guess what? It is summertime officially. I don't know about you, but the sun is bright in Colorado and a lot of people have outdoor spaces. And guess what? Life is better under a sunsetter. And my friends at CS Custom Blinds can totally hook you up with that experience. I got the opportunity and the privilege to install a couple of these sunsetters in some really fun homes that this outdoor spaces were just being pummeled by that Colorado sunshine, and UV protection, and the heat was just overwhelming. So guess what? These sunsetters, when they get installed, they completely cover that outdoor space. They give you the shade that you need. It's so much cooler in that shady area. And guess what? You can still see the views from inside your sunsetter. So what's not to love? All you have to do is call for a free in-home estimate. It's totally free. And you got to tell them that Bobby Adon from Bobby's Podcast sent you. 719-344-2799, or visit them online at cscustomblinds.com, because life is better under a sunsetter. CS Custom Blinds, Colorado owned for your Colorado home. Okay, now I'm officially going to get on this plane.